So, where did we get to at the end of last time? Well, we are still working to end the Iberian struggle. We do technically have the ability to end the Iberian struggle. What it's dependent on is us finishing culture conversions. We need to finish the culture conversion of Porto and the culture conversion down here. I'm pretty certain we will do it in time, but we will see. The bigger problem we have is our beloved daughter and heir, Alasne, the pretty and intelligent daughter, died in a drowning accident, which has thrown our succession into absolute disarray. So right now our son and heir is on the throne of Byzantium, which is, you know, not the end of the world. The problem is we can only do female heirs, and if we want to get hold of that kingdom, as was our original plan now, we are going to need to get him to have a daughter and then ideally kill him off pretty sharpish. So it is an absolute fucking mess, frankly. And what we kind of need to do is get someone into our kingdom that we can get him to marry who's got traits. So yeah, so as per Rope Trick's notes, we absolutely need to get him sorted. But we will end the struggle, hopefully, which is good. And yes, it's worth remembering that our sister Temujeni, and our lady in waiting, is our worst case option for sorting out our heir stuff, if she can pop out a daughter. She is obviously the daughter of Genghis Khan, and our mother, which is quite cool. And our original plan was to put her on the throne of Mongolia, because Mongolia is looking rather hench. But we may actually need her. It is all a bit problematic. So fingers in pies, but I think our primary goal is to get Alan to have a daughter, because that daughter we can then manufacture to be we will be our heir as well as his heir. And then essentially, if we know when we're going to die at that point, what we can do is set it up so that we try and kidnap and imprison him, so that we kill him just before we die, which means our daughter inherits Byzantium straight away, but then almost immediately inherits our kingdom as well, and becomes our player character. So that is kind of what we're looking for. And yes, in 1277 we can establish a new cultural tradition. So we've got things we are wrangling. It's mostly, I think, going to be a succession stream. It might be a slightly shorter stream this morning, because it's already about frickin' 28, 29 degrees in this office, and I'm sweltering. But now what we need to do is get ourselves someone we can into our court that we can reasonably marry him against. And the way I think we're going to do that is we need to start doing some character searching here, because we kind of need to get someone that he can marry off. I'm reasonably confident in terms of ourselves. Like, theoretically we could have another daughter. The main issue with having other daughters is they're not going to be eligible for the Byzantine Empire. That's the problem. The other alternative we can do is, say, we pause the Byzantine Empire attempt for a generation, and what we actually do is hope that Temujeni pops out a decent girl who we could then marry to Emperor Alan. We then disinherit Emperor Alan, which means he stops being our heir. Temujeni's daughter we can get onto the inheritance for inheriting Hispania, and then their kid gets the Byzantine Empire. So we'll see. We will see. So we do have options, but it kind of depends more on RNG than I would like, because it's going to depend on who pops out daughters. Now, at the same time, I think if we look for females who are within diplomatic range, and not married. And ideally, we're boosting on quick already. Actually, the easiest way to search for people that we might want to get him married to is the fact that we do have our other son in jail. I don't think we can arrange a marriage for him, though, while we've got him in jail, can we? I don't really want to release him. Because what we want is, ideally, all female unmarried, child ideally with traits. Jesus. Hello. And she's one of ours. She would do nicely. Can we get her into our court? Got a low abduction chance. Depends on whether we could get any agents on that. How do you feel about me being her guardian? Am I guardianing too many people? Who am I guardianing? I'm only warding him. Why am I not on that list? Shouldn't I be on that list? I'm only warding one person, aren't I? Oh, I'm warding the daughter we made a nun. Our syphilitic nun daughter. Right. She isn't, like, look at that. She is a giant. She's doing well for herself. Right, will you let me ward? I mean, either of them would do. She's terrified of us. We only need a tiny boost on that to get that. Right, I reckon we go for that daughter. So she's 15. Or maybe I am, in which case we definitely want the genius. Plus that intrigue boost you'll give him is potentially quite useful. Because what we want to do is get her to join our court. Assuming she recovers. Yeah, she's only ill though. And she's still got health good, because she's got reduced disease symptoms and strong blood. So it's more than countered. I'm not worried about it. Right, here's the plan. We're going to do that. We are also... Where was the other one? Right, you... I would like you to marry someone in my court. I mean, we can just flat up betroth them. Good morning, wizards. What's her... So she is a pretty genius. She doesn't give him as much of an intrigue boost. You know what we could do? Maybe we should... Oh, here's a plan. What if we actually let Roman live? Well, I don't have to kidnap him. I can't just straight up murder him. And my intrigue is way better than his intrigue. Is it though, actually? That's a good question. Yeah, I mean, like, he's got an intrigue of 2. Kid's getting murdered. He's also massive... Well, it doesn't actually matter, because we're going to do him on that. Like, his cumulative intrigue, because he's not going to focus on intrigue with her, is going to be 9, if he marries the one with really good intrigue. We are not going to have a problem murdering him. It's a very Alan intrigue. What if we... What if we release Roman? Right, here's what we're going to do. Roman, you get to come out of jail for now. Roman, you are going to... You are going to marry... When do we get a granddaughter? Whose granddaughter are you? We would like Roman to marry her. And I want it to be matrilineal. No, I don't. I want it to be patrilineal. Right, so Roman is going to marry her. But even if we break that betrothal because we need to get the other daughter to marry, essentially what we've done is we've reserved that daughter, which is what we want to do. Now for you... We want that. Children will be born into House and Manor, which is what we want. still want to get Sardinia and Corsica. Yeah, I would invest in. Who are we murdering and why? Does anyone remember why we're murdering this guy? I mean, obviously we're going to carry on murdering him. But... oh, we've given our husband syphilis. How do I keep my realm so stable, no revolts and so on? Couple of ways to do it, or a couple of things to remember. One is make sure you have a reasonably large amount of troops directly under your control. And the way to do that is to ensure that you control at least a couple of duchies, and one of those duchies is massively optimized around troops, and the other one is optimized around money. And the combo of that means that you can get levies from the one that's optimized around troops, and the money and the income means you can max out your men-at-arms. So you end up with a very, very strong, high level of personal troops. And yeah, practice really, and lots of murder. If it's a thing you're struggling with, check out my, if you do !CK3 guide, I do a kind of play-along thing you can do with a Pyrrhus, which kind of gives you that of how to do that. And then yeah, when you inevitably get revolts, and we will get revolts, we just smack them down quite hard. But it means we can smack them down quite hard because we've got the troop numbers to do it within our personal area. So I think what a lot of people do is they don't really min-max their duchies very well. Also, I think it is always worth holding on to 3 duchies. I know that you get a minor penalty, but it's only -10, which in the grand scheme of things is very rarely enough to make a big difference. But what it does do is it means that you can kind of control 2, you can min-max 2, and normally end up with another one that's focused on money. Because money is power. Because it means you can always merc up. But yeah, the hard part is succession. Maintaining it through succession is always the challenge. And normally you end up having to fight at least 1 revolt. But if you're smart with how you fight it, you can deal with it. I find my ward Andragoto sitting on the floor surrounded by spilled paint and pieces of canvas. No, we'll nurture her genius. She is the mother of our future heir, hopefully. What artifacts have low durability? Oh, it's just house banners. Let's repair them. Repair. So yeah, so if you go onto my YouTube channel and watch from last week, you'll see that we did have to fight 2 massive rebellions when we took over as her. And a lot of it was about when to tactically fight those rebellions, and sometimes actually just to wipe peace out. In the end, we didn't have to, but white piecing is always an option, and it's something to consider. I think sometimes people fight wars to exhaustion, and they don't realise that actually they'd be better off just piecing it out. Because once your low realm penalties slip off and everything else, you can be good. And also, if someone's rebelled against you, they remain a criminal. So you can also pick them off over time with targeted abductions and everything else. Right, what we do need to do... oh, we're assassinating him because we need to get a better Chancellor back in. Because we're trying to do the culture conversions, and he forced himself onto our frickin' throne here, and we need to, the moment he dies, we need to alter his heir's contract so that he can't remove the council rights. Yep, we'll invest. The Hymena scale armor. Prowess +8, prestige 0.1, and number of knights 1. Is that better than the mail we've got on? Probably is. I don't know, knight effectiveness +5 is good. I kind of prefer the mail of Yoink. Pin heir, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Let's pin his heir. You, sir, are pinned. I mean, it's nice, but cumulatively that boost on all knights is probably superior. Also, can we get some respect for the fact that we've called that our infant Nunilla is going to be a nun? Bercy, look after her. So my brother is off to join the Knights Hospitaller. Good for you, brother. Have fun. Enjoy. We have the armillary sphere. Learning per level of fame +1, court grandeur bonus +4, and monthly learning lifestyle experience +20%. An intricate astrological device of excellent craftsmanship. The rings are carved from walnut inlaid with yellow and model the meandering paths of the Empyrean in wondrous detail. We absolutely want that on display. Everyone loves the sphere. Right, what are we getting rid of? We have the vassal tax +2%, grandeur +3. We can probably get rid of that. Piety and renown. Oh, we don't need the short range duration one at the moment. Right, chat, remind me when we do eventually get an heir that we need to put the short range duration one back in place. Where's our sphere? Can we not put our sphere there? Where does our sphere go then? Does the sphere go on the walls? Where's the sphere at? It's not a personal one, is it? You don't just wander around holding a sphere. This furniture's a cabinet, that's what I thought. That means it should go on these slots, shouldn't it? That's the cabinet slot, I thought. Ah, yeah, it goes instead of the table, doesn't it? There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at our sphere. Look at our giant metal ball. So we're getting a hell of a boost on learning now, which is what we need, because we do need to not die until all of our other machinations have come true. Yeah, indeed. All hail the orb. Andrighetto. She is a decentish steward. Fair enough. That'll be useful. Do you want to join my court while you're waiting? Because then we can make sure you don't die, which would also be useful. Do we care about religious stuff at this point? Can we give you a better hat? Maybe? Like, not that hat? Something a bit more worthy of a... No, that's quite cool. Let's go with that for a change. Knights and peasants. With the recent upset among the peasants of Strasbourg, one of my agents has presented a unique suggestion for taking care of. Let's see if we can get a mob to murder him. Right, we've got a weak hook on it. That's perfect. God damn it! He didn't get killed. Right, we're going to try and murder him again. Thank you for your gift. Right, worst case, we now have a backup. She's not that great, so she is an Alania. Yeah, we spend way too much on court fashion to put up with that hat. Should we see if we can get a new court design? Do we want a Pontic? Byzantine? I mean, we're going to flip to Byzantine anyway. Let's go Pontic. Pontic sounds cool. All that work and Alan accidentally Allens and falls into the escape pod. Yeah, probably. Liberty War. Alan, we absolutely will. What, Alan, do we need to come sort out your shit? What of your shit are we sorting out? And did you really need us in this? Apparently you did need us in... Good God. Euphemia's not a pleasant looking woman, is she? Right, raise the troops. Let's go help Alan. Ashbebs! Thank you very much for the follow. I salute you. Yeah, Pontus absolutely needs knocking down a rung or two. Part of the problem is that he's given them way too much territory. Like, Pontus has got all of that and all of that. If Pontus is still that size when we take over, Pontus is getting an absolute kicking. Right, no wonder he needs our help. Right, let's get the troops raised. Let's raise them over here. I don't think we can use... Can we use the knights to fight the Greeks? I don't think we can. We can't go up against... Can we go up against Orthodox with the Holy Order? Because if so, we'll raise the Holy Order as well. Let's give it a go. Apparently we can. Should we just send the knights against... Should we send the Templars against them? Like, we've got the piety. We're not going to found a new religion. Yes, that's the thing I said. I don't think you can use them against a stray. Yeah, we have slight doctrinal differences. Get them. I don't think you can. This is going to be murder on attritional. Right. Kind of losing a lot of supply there. Right, let's go deal with this shit. I think we just go straight for... They're going to go... We just need to smack all the armies around for him. Look, get over there, and then we'll decide where to land. Same goes for everyone, basically. Get over there, and then we will decide where to land. Because they will try and smack his armies around. And if we can basically smack all of their armies around, we can kind of leave him to mop up. Hello, boys! Bet you weren't expecting 60,000 angry Hispanians. Kill them. Is he our best general? He's probably better. How do we just lose? the general on that. Stop running away! Gotcha. Duck! My agents have prepared for weeks. The cook has been bribed to look the other way. The poison has been acquired and the duck, wave your duck emotes, chat, if you have them, was gifted to Duke Siegmund alone. It will be rubbed with the poison and the bed of herbs will mask the smell as it is served. The deadly bitterness will be the last thing my target ever tastes. Murder duck, do your job. That bird became the last thing Siegmund ever ate. Even better, in his death throes, a bone got stuck in Duke Siegmund's throat. Now it is unclear exactly what killed him at all. Right, where's his pinned heir? Duke Bouves, I definitely didn't kill your father. Meanwhile, do you mind if we do that? How is his obligations can't have already been changed? He literally just took the throne. How does that work? Like, the only way his obligations would have changed is if we changed them. I mean, we can see if it's a month tick thing, but I don't think it is. Give it a go. Like, how is that?
Icephera gifted a tier 1 sub to Olaf. This is their first gift sub in the channel.
How is that possible? Oh, hang on. I think I know what this is. Yeah, maybe it already... Yeah, I think it was because he was a vassal of someone else and he'd already had his obligations changed. That shouldn't count. That's just bollocks. More importantly, we need to get someone... Rhodey, can you do the job, please? Restraint. I suspect we actually do want at this point to go restraint. Oh, we can't go restraint, can we? Because we're a reveller. But that's fine, we have got the chastity belt. Svera, thank you for gifting a sub to Olaf. That's very generous of you. Let's get our chastity belt on, which is easily the most useful of the artifacts if you're playing female only. Come here. I mean, sure. Unless that turns out to be the other half of the thing. Jesus, Alan, sort your shit out. I'd quite like there to be a Byzantine Empire left for my heir to inherit, you know. Do we want Alan to be stubborn? Not really. Definitely don't want him to be vengeful. Definitely don't want him to be chased. Alan, you can stay stubborn. Jobbery, thank you very much for your subscription. 5 months, that's impressive. We are going to have to split these troops up in a bit to get supply back, which is why I'm desperately trying to kill them as fast as I can. Right, we've done an absolute number on their troop numbers. They're now down to 12,000, so we kill those rebels as we're nearby. In fact, actually, let's start... We don't need everyone to kill those rebels. We need to start spreading out to get supply back. Right. You split in half. 8k of you go there. You split in half. 8k of you go there. 8k of you go there. You lot. 27 supply left. We could still... if we go down that way, we could strike them on the way to the coast. How many are we dealing with this another war? 13k, a piece of piss. A film noir duck. Did I miss? Oh, nice, with the black and white thing on it. Nice. It is proper film noir. As usual, thanks to the VK for our emotes. She does an amazing job on emotes. Dude, come on, man. Can you just stop being such an Alan? Fucking Mongols are going to invade in a minute. Just because you're such an Alan. Right, we're going to have to ping those up, because those are going to go for him and they will beat him. Right, we need to get these troops over here and split up, because they are taking attrition now. We can shortly start pulling these troops back into doing things. Yeah, I kind of want to smack the populists around. So where are more of our... where's our populist leader? Where you at, dude? Because I feel like a targeted assassination is coming on. Oh, okay, you're down there. Right, we're sending 30k troops down to deal with them. You don't need to send 30, that would be enough. These we're keeping around here to basically reinforce him. These we desperately need to split up. Go gack them for me. So many losses. Absolutely, you can send me a gift. Our son learned Greek. Well done, Alan. It's only the language of your own kingdom, you absolute tart. Right, 6k there. $6k there. 6k there. The main problem with this is we've got to watch so many different things. Well, the good news is they're fighting each other down here. We'll respect their privacy. Right, whoever wins that, I want you to go murder them. We actually got a general on that, and are they decent? Rough terrain, open terrain. Floodplains, it's open terrain, he's alright. They're getting supply back. Okay, we need them up there, because they're regrouping and they're going to smack him around. How much supply have you got? You've got 40, that's enough. Actually, you get in the sea. Like, literally get in the sea. Alan, I swear to fucking God. Alan, you are such a dick. Does your mother have to fight all your wars for you? Right. On the plus side, we have just smacked them around and they've only got 800 troops left. Where are your 800 troops left? I think Alan is... Are there any other revolts that can spawn against Alan at this point? Has he managed to spawn every single one of his... Hold up. I can give him to King Gelgian of France. Yeah, actually go for it. Have him. Let's repair some artifacts. A notable guest has arrived. Put some clothes on there. Right. Yeah, he is 13 and of the wrong culture. I do accept some of the blame for Alan's current problems. Don't get me wrong. In fairness, it's his father's fault for dying early. Yeah, I wonder what people are noting about her. Have you seen Bertha running around court with her tits out? That woman's got no shame. He's fucking done it again, you little shit. Can I at least put you in the dump slot of... If I can't end this just because this one stupid ducal family keeps fucking putting themselves on their steward... on my steward slot, I'm going to be so pissed off. Especially as the only reason we've not ended it already is because that game bug that gave the... I can't remove fucking custard from the thing either. Oh, fuck my life. That means I've got to put fucking Beves back on it. So annoying. Siuza, how are you, man? I've not seen you in ages. Hope you're good. I was a bit worried. I've got two that have... Because the game is terrible at warning you when your fucking vassals have got council rights that you can't change. Like, they just... Particularly once you hit Kingdom or Empire, it just becomes somewhat unmanageable at times. Right. Right, where are these last remaining 800 pot... Right, they're over there. You know what we're just going to do? We're going to send some fucking mercs over to deal with them. Can we hire... Actually, probably don't need to. We might need to keep our money going. No, that's the problem, is even though we should be able to modify his contract because he killed his father, we can't, because apparently someone else at some point, whilst he's been a ruler, has modified his contract, and the game has thus decided that you can't modify any of his contracts at that point. So because someone who wasn't me modified his, presumably when he was a count or something, modified his title, we're fucked. Why are we sieging that then? Why are we sieging Cairo? Right, you are relatively quick and easy to deal with. You are in Aleppo. Aleppo is over here, isn't it? While they've still got supply, let's get them over there to deal with that. Right. While you've got some supply, let's get you over here and knock this fucking mob around again. God damn it, Alan! That one's hostile faith. That one we can get the knights to fight for us. Fucking hell, Alan. How many people in that one? There's like 3,000 dudes, Alan. What are you like? Can you go over there and deal with my idiot son's rebellion, please? Right. Smack them around, because you should be able to do it. Game suddenly decided we're not going to win that. They're going to get the siege first, and we don't want to fight them in mountains. Actually, just land. I have absolutely not been underestimating Alan. I think I am pretty much on the ball with fucking judging Alan, if I'm honest. If we go for them... Whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we losing that? We absolutely should not be losing that. We control the terrain. Why are we losing that? They shouldn't have that many advantages. Yeah, but the disembark shouldn't have been anywhere near enough to do that much of a disadvantage against that force. Like, I could understand if we didn't have the terrain. Let me select the army game. No, I want the army. Yeah, but disembarked should... Mountain... We're fighting in territory that we have an advantage in because the siege has not completed. It's the fucking knights that's done it. They really need to rebalance knights in this game. Knights give way too much an advantage. Like, I shouldn't be losing as 30,000 men against a lesser force just because these fuckers have got some knights. Right, that's one revolt down. Anyone else of a foreign religion? Nope. Right, where are you? Right, you're the Aleppo dude, and we're about to murder all your troops. Right, one more down. The other wall, we just need to kill those fuckers off. The other problem here is we need supply. If they sit on Constantinople for a while, we'd be fine. Right, we could go smack Serbia around. Pats to the Panda, and I'm times 16. Thank you very much for the follow. So, I think we need to start knocking off some of Alan's smaller wars. We've got sufficient advantage on the bigger one, and time, that we can come back and deal with it. Because we gave him that whopping early victories, which would have helped. So I reckon we kill off the smaller wars, regroup a bit, and then come back for the rest. Because he's basically got no troops at this point. Dissolution is only Serbia. I guess it comes down to whether we knock off the big war first, or we knock off the smaller wars. The peasant rebellion we can pretty much knock off. I'll tell you what, let's raise some mercs. We've got the cash for it, let's raise some mercs. Because we don't really want to be sending our main armies off to the arse end of nowhere to deal with those last remaining rebels. Because that would just be a waste. We need our main troops around so we can actually do some damage. I'm salty as fuck about losing that battle near Byzantium. Oh, poor Kitty is spread out on the bathroom floor. Feeling very warm. So let's hire treasurers of whatever. The Aragonian band. Right, you lot. Go kill them. Because that will kill off that war. Because that's all the troops that are left. This one we can win relatively quickly. And part of the problem here is finding places where we can resupply. Those two armies combined will smack us, will defeat our army. I think we need to get in the sea. We need to get the hell out of Dodge temporarily. We have captured the Crimean war banner. Dread gain, night effectiveness. No, we don't need it. Burn it. Did you try Victoria 3? I have not tried Victoria 3 yet. I will be trying it in September. Unless they're already giving out streamer codes for Victoria 3 and I missed it. But I will be trying it in September at PDXCon. Right, let's get some supply back over here. Can we get supply back over here? Right, if we split them in two. Siege general guy. Go siege that down. And then everyone else here. Move for supply. You lot get back over here and completely resupply. We might actually have some levies here we can raise again now as well. There's a community patch build ready to download. Ooh, is there? Ooh. Is that not just for beta testers though? Because I would be all over that, I'm not going to lie. But I'd be very surprised because they said they wanted to give people at PDXCon the first play. Waldensian appears in Piedmont. Is Piedmont part of our territory? It is. If I write something in the chat, it's a leaked copy. Oh, I don't want anything to do with a leaked copy. No, thank you. No, thanks for the thought, but yeah, no, I'm not about to harm my relationships with Paradox by playing around with leaked copies of things. Crusade! Oh, do we need a crusade at this point? Oh, I absolutely wouldn't be streaming it, but I'm not even going to play it. Who are you going up against? I mean, we will fight. We will agree to fight it, but yeah, I think we want to have a look at... Is there any way useful we want to redirect this? Because it's an opportunity for us to get our dynasty on thrones. You know what we could do? Redirect it against the Mongols and put Temujin as our beneficiary. Used to pirate a ton of stuff. As soon as I started streaming, I paid for everything, and that just feels wrong to not pay. Yeah, exactly. He's only got 30k troops. Oh, we can't direct it for the Empire of Mongolia. You can't do it for empires. You can only do it for kingdoms. That's annoying. Interesting. That's actually worth knowing then. That's really worth knowing. You can't do it for empires. Right, in which case we want to divert this for something that we need. Am I right in thinking we need Syria? We definitely need Cairo. Because we need Alexandria. Actually, no, don't we already control Alexandria? Or we will do when we get our hands on the Byzantine Empire. I need Antioch. Yeah, but Antioch's part of the Byzantine Empire, so we're fine. Antioch. It's fully in part of the Byzantine Empire. Yeah, Antioch's only a small duchy. So we're fine. Do we need anything else? So the other thing we still need to get hold of Sardinia and Corsica. Because we need Carthage, don't we? We need Tunis. That's relatively easy for us to get now. We just need to give him a kingdom. Don't even need to give him a kingdom. And we could give him a kingdom. He's got an unlanded son, so... Fucker. We're going to fail to get this, and it's going to be entirely because that arsehole managed to put himself on that fucking throne. Because the game glitched us on the titles. Do we need anything else? I'm kind of tempted almost to divert the crusade to somewhere not great, just so that it's not a long crusade. We'll have murdered him in 8 months, so it's not the end of the world. It's just annoying. Right, let's get some supply back. Right, 5k to there. 5k to there. Palermo can support enough there. Surprised Calabria can't support more. Get to Calabria. Get to Messina, which means split into that. And there. Yeah, basically I need Tunis, which I think he directly holds. Hold up, he's going to get Tunis. We just need him to have a ducal title in our kingdom. Oh, that's good to know. So CK3 does not play better on the new Max yet. Yeah, I suppose it does, because it depends on how you design stuff for cores, doesn't it? If we gave him a ducal title somewhere, we should be able to steal Tunis from Sardinia and Corsica. So once we've finished this murder, we need to abduct him and then kill his dad. Alan? I swear to fucking God, Alan. Pretty certain they're going to be a foreign religion. Yeah, they're a Shari, so we can definitely smack them around. I mean, we definitely called him appropriately by calling him an Alan. Right. Knights. Go smack Alan's latest group of arsehole rebels, which presumably is over here. Let's give him a pox. Right, that one's down. They are absolutely gunning us for us down here. Get in the sea, everyone. Oh, they're going to get caught. Everyone else should get away. Oh, you stole my war banner. You assholes. The good news is they're starting to get attrition now. Right, good news is we have Know Thyself. Do we need to do anything else around here? We might need to get Iron Constitution. I think we are going to go Intrigue for a bit though. I'd like to get Twice Schemed if I can. Because the risk almost is that we live too long at this point. Right, how you doing, guys? Yeah, you're off to kill them, so that will knock down another rebellion. How many troops does Alan have now? 2,000. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, for this to work how we want it to work. Andragoto? Who are you fucking? Alan, you're not even of age yet and your wife is already cheating on you. That cannot support all of those. Over there. Go! The game is just fucking with us now. Like, this game is just absolutely fucking with us. Right, all our armies are grouping up and doing things over there. They're getting attrition the shit out of, which is fine. The knights have done that. See, these shouldn't be able to fight them. It says they can fight them. Which is fun. Can I make a kingdom to get rid of him? Possibly. Possibly. I think it's more that I hold the kingdom. Pope, give me gold. Oh shit, we need to divert this. Where are we diverting this to? So we are not going up against 120,000 people. No, go after Kingdom of Syria. Go after Abyssinia. No one cares about Abyssinia. County of Navarre is an unruly place of diverse beliefs and governance. Each different community has its leaders, resulting in a complex web of hierarchy and leadership that simply cannot go on. They all prayed to God in the proper and correct way, then answered to the same leader and increase my influence. Arius has stepped forward, aiming to become the county's new leader, and will host a banquet where you will have all the local religious leaders slaughtered like cattle. Righto. Globular12, thank you for the follow. Troll Tombron, thank you for the follow. I mean, sure. So the unexpected benefit of this is they're running around and taking a ton of attrition. Are they aiming for our mercs? Did they just kill our Knights Templar? We only need that culture converted after this. I mean, the good news is we're at 90% on this one now. Which is the big one. Right, how is everyone looking on supply? Right, everyone is fully supplied. Group up. Nominate a Crusade beneficiary. Good shout. She looks fun. What about Infanta Isabella here? Oh, she has got consumption. Oh, we can't make Nunzilla it. Is this our chance to put Temujeni on a throne? I think maybe this is the point where we get Temujeni onto a throne. Because we kinda don't need her anymore for other things. Right. Big feckin' army with full supply. Go kill them. Because these guys are going to lose just because they don't control enough territory. And they've decided they're going to go all the way over here to kill my 1,900 mercs. I'm pretty certain they're going to time out. Rip Bercy! Isn't Bercy Allen's real dad? One siege will probably get us. So do we just go for a siege? An unsiege would do it. What do they actually siege down? Yeah, we could just redirect it to like Mongolia and watch them all take massive attrition. Pontus. Pontus is part of that rebellion, and we're right next to Pontus. No, not that one. Give me the one with the siege train. And then we'll split everyone else up. And just get some supply back. Oh yeah, we were going to redirect a Crusade to Bangladesh once, weren't we? Distraction for tonight. We've been having sex in the toilet again. Because that should be a relatively quick siege, and they've got to come all the way back. Oh, they're coming by sea, even better. Right, let's see if we can actually wall him up in our dungeon. Thank fuck we killed him. Right, council, get me a good steward. Who is our best possible steward? Our son and rival, maybe not. I mean, you're marginally better. Can we marry one of our courtiers? You're 55, and they're no good to us. You are 20. You will do nicely. Find spouse. 27. Yes. Right, where are they going to land? This is the interesting question. Rhodey, welcome to my court. Would you like to be my best friend? Oh man, I can't befriend him. Why can't I befriend him? Meanwhile, pinned characters. Duke Sigismund. Congrats, you no longer have a council. Is he already our friend? Or is it that we failed to become his friend? Ah well. 7 months. That's the important thing. Alan, you shit, you came of age. Alan, marry that woman before who's popping out sprogs that aren't yours. And for the love of God, can you have a daughter quickly so I can imprison you? Right, they're landing there. Perfect. Everyone. Everyone who isn't part of that siege. We've got to win that. Oh yeah, that should do it. Alright, crusade started. Has Alan like got no troops now? Fucking hell, Alan. Oh, she's commanding personally. Right, is this essentially down to sieges now? Oh, who did you capture? Who could you capture? Because your heir is Roman. How does that work? Mum, I've run out of pocket money. Can I have some before next week? Yeah, is he broke? He has somehow actually got some money, but we should actually send him some. Fuck's sake, Alan. Right, that siege is finished. Itos and Burgos are the ones that are costing us. Right, let's get these unsieged, because that would be enough to win the war. And you get back into supply. You get there. You get there. 2 dudes and a sheep uprising yet. Probably not far off. There we go. Okay, one more down. How has he managed to get so many troops together? Or is this... oh, this is the fucking crusade, isn't it? I honestly don't care if that crusade fails. At the moment, I'm more worried about the integrity of Alan's lands. Right, we do need to deal with Serbia. Get down to there, get down to there. We'll regroup, resupply, and then we're going after Serbia. Right, culture. Eight years. Oh, it's going to be close. I think we will do that. Oh, that's handy. They're landing. Let's go murder them then. Yeah, bad life choice, guys. Super bad life choice. Five months, 11 months. Right, you lot split up and get some supply back. And then we'll go deal with Serbia. Oh, there we go, Serbia's dealt with. Alan's actually got some troops now. That's his shitty little army that we need to go beat, but we'll beat that first. Yeah, Eudox is throwing out some kids, don't care. Look, you can keep running around all you want, I'm still going to murder you. Do us all a favour and just stop. My daughter is going nowhere. Last time we sent my daughter somewhere, she drowned. Right, you need to get some supply back. Go over to Issus. Prepared for anything, thank you very much. We could probably decommission these. How about you go kill whoever the hell that is? How about you don't siege that down, because then you're going to get murdered by the Crusade. How about you go deal with that? How are you starving? Oh, we need a new marshal. Give me... Yeah, Duchess will do. She likes us as well, so... Right, apparently that is a big frickin' fort, so let's actually get some supply back before we deal with that. Go there. Go there. Manuel has died. Don't let them get away. Right, where's the rest of his 2,000 troops? Where are you hiding, dude? I mean, you're still in your castle. Is any of the siege train down here? None of the siege train is down here. Let's get... Who's got the siege train? You have got the siege train. Get over here, please. Just Mones redeemed a histofact. Ooh, histofact. Oh, well, as we're dealing with Byzantium, let's talk about the Tiffany problem. So the Tiffany problem is that actually, Tiffany sounds like a very modern name, but variants of it have existed since medieval times. And so you'd be perfectly within reason to use the name Tiffany if you were writing a period adventure of some kind. The problem is, if you did use the word name Tiffany in a period adventure of some time, everyone would assume that you were just shit and hadn't thought through properly what names can be. So this is known as the Tiffany problem, which is that sometimes the things we think are modern are not modern, they just seem modern. Which I find fascinating. That's why if I ever write some kind of medieval history fiction thing, I'm absolutely having a character called Tiffany in it just to fuck with people. No, they're just because they'd hit 0, they'd takes them a while to build up. If they can avoid murdering me until we've done this, I'd be grateful. I don't really want him to have a weak hook. My nun daughter is shagging around. Fair play to her. We just killed someone. I don't know who, but we did just kill someone. I just inherited the Duchy of Aragon. That is handy. Six years. That is handy. Georgette Hay used Tiffany in the non-search, which admittedly is set in the early 19th century, but Hay's research was always superb. Yeah, exactly. It is a classic name. Right, we've just inherited Aragon. Why don't we kidnap Mariano here and give him Aragon? Because that will get us Tunis. Because he ain't going to join our court. It's quite hard to kidnap. If we had a hook on him, we could do it. Take 3 years though. Let's try abducting first. Take 8 years. Fuck me. It's a shame really, because Margarita's really useful. Like, she'd actually be a really good heir. So he's at our court. Just wondering if we can marry him in. I mean, we can get him excommunicated for no apparent reason. We can seduce him in 12 months. Let's do sexy times with him. Let's persuade him with sexy times. God, we're getting through marshals at a bit of a lick. Right, we do need to give some random titles out though. Right, if we're making him Duke of Aragon, right, we need to give Purgus Sedella out, which means we have to go to a character to do it. Are these all part of Aragon? No, that's the Duchy of Barcelona. Who holds Barcelona? Oh man, do we now hold Barcelona? Right, we need to give Barcelona out. I think, actually, we're going to give that to our new Marshal. Our Sartru Swedish Marshal. We will demand conversion. Sort of feel you ought to be able to get particularly unlucky and get excommunicated. Yeah. I see what you did there. We would like to give you that title. I would also like to give you... Is there anything else in there that's Duchy of... I don't think there's anything else there that's the Duchy of... Barcelona. Oh, it's got Palace as well, there you go. Then... Oh man, we now control Zaragoza, which has got a very nice building in it. Don't really need it, but... Let's give that one to a noble of the Galician culture, just to screw with them. That brings us under total. So if we can get our soon-to-be lover over, we can give him Aragon, which will allow us to give him, when he inherits Tunis, when his dad dies, if his dad dies mysteriously in an accident, essentially we need to get him over to us before his dad dies. Meanwhile, back in Alan Warland, the War of all Allans, you go kill them, because that'll finish that war off. Where's our siege train? I mean, this... Oh, there you go, that'll do it, that'll do it. Right, you lot, get out of the way. Right! Now we're cooking with gas. Do we go all in on this crusade? Because we could. If we massed all our troops in the area, we could absolutely turn the tide in this crusade. And we've got them raised anyway. Right, let's get all of these guys hanging into places that have got supply. Kinda comes down to whether we can get over it, because all of this lot should bum rush in and help. Right, everyone group up on Antioch. Let's YOLO this. Because we will have supply and they will not. And if everyone joins in... I can't even click there, there's too many fucking people in that province. If everyone else piles in, we will win this. So we will have this one opportunity. %. Right, if you lot follow me in, we will win this. If you don't, like the absolute fucking disgrace you are, then we won't. And now you're all going to pile in and lose. You absolute fucking tits. Right, well at least no one can say we didn't participate in the crusade. And frankly, if we've got to switch religions, then Christianity losing some fervour is actually quite good for us. It's not the end of the world. Right, we got him. This was too good to be a one-time thing. Kid. Oh, come on. That's because he's on the council. If he hadn't been put on the council, we'd have been fine. Well, yeah, but I can't abduct him. I don't think we're going to pull off an abduction on him. Oh, hello. Scratch that. His father's spy master really fucking hates him. Right, Crusade's done. Good, fine. We're not at war, thank God. 5 years. And we've given him syphilis, because we're nice like that. Liberty faction. Oh, you are not. Don't even fucking think about it. Don't even fucking think about it. You are Catholic and Andalusian. What's not helping here is we're holding too many duchies because we're trying to pull off this grab of territory. We're going to need to put Roman in prison again soon as well, potentially. Depends on whether he is... Oh, she's preggo! Right, Androgotto's about to have a baby. Right, you we could actually arrange a marriage to keep. If you've got someone we can marriage. You should have. Now, we may break that at some point. Once our troop numbers build up again, we'll be fine. No one must ever know. Once we build troop numbers up again, we won't have a problem. I could just do with not being at war for a while. Who is Androgotto? Androgotto is someone we took from Jerusalem. Stop having boys! Do you want me to murder your kids? I'm going to have to keep murdering your kids until you have daughters. Yeah, child's yours, Mariani. We can actually just accept all of these, I think. Well, Nanilla had a poxy baby Nanillas. Good work, Nanilla. 5 years. I just want this done. I want the struggle over. Like, worst case, we will marry one of these sons. Oh, Khan's dead again. There's a bit of breakup happening in the Mongol Empire. I see you have one plucky village of Gauls holding out. Yeah, well, English. This is still the problem. Yeah, you can be an Aldara. Why not? You're someone I can marry off, if nothing else. Because the good thing is this is building up our financial reserves again. Right, twice schemed. We can now do another scheme. We need another scheme. Who... Right, he has guaranteed fucking council rights, and we need to get that off of him. So, you need to get murdered. And we need to pin you. Because now that our troop numbers are creeping back up to where they should be. Let's see if we can abduct him. We got him! Oh, he just inherited it! Motherfucker! How did you get that? Did your dad just give it to you? Did he just take over the kingdom from his dad? No. How does that work? Thanks for watching a rope trick. Enjoy the rest of your day. Oh, that doesn't help us at all. All that work for nothing. Goes back to the king. Yeah, father lost a revolt and had to step down. Motherfucker. I mean, there's basically nothing useful we can do with him. We might as well just let him go. As in Sardinia? No. Oh well. It was worth a try. Right, let's release him. I mean, we'll get a hook on him, because you never know when it's useful. And we probably should educate one of our daughters. In case we do have to take over with them. Have a daughter. She's preggo again. Preggo. So, can we get anyone else in on that scheme? Yes, your spy master. Yeah, let's give out Aragon because it's screwing us at the moment. Who do you want to give that to? I mean, we could just disinherit Roman. There you go, Roman. We'll make it up to you. Years. Oh, we've just accidentally killed our daughter. Always good. Oh, we could have given it to Temujeni, yeah. We could have done. What did the Byzantines do to deserve an Alan? Yeah, they weren't meant to get an Alan, is the answer. But you know what Allans are like? Allans have a habit of finding ways to Allan. And he found a way to Allan. We don't need to do that because it's gonna. We've got full percentage chance anyway. It only risks it. Have a daughter. No, go away. Have a good daughter. Have a baby. Yes! Infanta Maria Andragotes. Our granddaughter. Why is she not born in the purple? Shouldn't she be born in the purple? That's very odd. And we can send her to university. Oh, yeah. Doesn't wife as a fornicator mean that they never get born into the purple? Because there's always a chance they aren't. University is very expensive. This is a result of Tory governments, basically. Tory governments in Hispania have made university very expensive. Maria, you are our hope. Now here's the thing. I don't think we kill Alan yet. And I don't think we kill Pio yet. Because Pio right now is a bit of a plot magnet. What I mean by that is anyone who is scheming against Alan or doesn't like Alan and wants to kind of get on the Byzantine throne is going to be plotting against Alan, or they're going to be plotting against Alan's heir. They shouldn't be plotting against his granddaughter. Or his daughter. So by putting her at our foreign court, we should have protected her a bit. And it gives us a chance to maybe get a spare. For him to get another daughter. I think if he gets another daughter... Someone's trying to kill me. I feel like we should probably make sure... Right, he just died. So your heir is Duke Custard II. And Duke Custard II is not getting on our chart on our council. Duke Ordono of Valencia, however, is. What is our court event? We should probably hold court. We've not held court for a while. Oh, it's they're trying to make us send our daughter away. No, we're not sending Nanilla away. We've got a daughter, for God's sake. Alan's in wars again. Fucking hell, Alan, what have you been doing? Jesus Christ, Alan. We can do that, and we should. We will negotiate an alliance. So, like, he really wants snuggles, but it's like too hot.
"13th month of making Amazon pay you for me."
Zonahedron, thank you very much for renewing your subscription. It is absolutely very much appreciated. And that is the thing, people. Remember, if you've got Amazon Prime and you haven't hooked it up, you do get a free subscription to give out. Right. Our air's getting a lot of titles. Son has been busy fostering a cat. She goes to new owner tomorrow. I think he's going to miss her terribly. Yeah, I mean, like, you know. We did come close to getting another one for, with, Josephine, but she was paired up with another kitten for adoption. I think we may at some point look at... What we've said to the local cats protection is if they get a kitten that they can't home, or they haven't got anything to pair it with, we'll happily take him in. Because I think Napoleon would be quite happy. I think he wouldn't have an issue with a new kitten. I think he'd have an issue potentially with another cat. Like, but if you put a kitten in front of him, I think he'd absolutely love it. Right. Well, the good news is that some of these are actually right next to our territory, because we control a bunch of this. Yeah, Max will flip his shit. But speaking of cats, Albie bit me this morning but didn't break the string. And when I said gentle jaws, he slapped me with his paw, claws out. Well, yeah, that'll teach you. You don't get to tell him what to do. Right, let's sort Alan's shit out again. They're probably going to all group up and go for him, because they outnumber him. But they don't outnumber me, so I think what we probably do is just raise everyone. Are they... They are orthodox, so we can't just go after them with... stuff. Right. So we probably just want to raise over in Sicily again. How is he Roman Violettas of the Byzantine Empire? Right. I think group up, go en masse for them. And then we'll see what we do. Oh no, we lost our really good marshal. That's annoying. You'll do. Lost our spy master. 21 and you like me 100%. Good enough. Right. With any luck, they will continue to all group round here. Okay, looks like they're going to group there slightly. Let's go... Yeah, we're going to catch them. Duke, chill. That is not very chill. Can we get rid of some of these things so I can actually click stuff? Can I not? Like, if we know he was plotting to kill me, why can't I kidnap him? Council clearance, everyone has to go. Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it? Right, that's one bunch sorted. Right, split up. Go attack them. Get in the sea and go and attack them. No, get in the sea. Then go attack them. Thank you. Get in the sea and we'll go deal with them. And let's not command that personally. Can everyone stop getting in the sea? Because I would quite like to kill some people. It's interesting they keep seeing Aeolus as the place they want to take. Which, you know, is fine with me, because we can just kick their arse in it, but... At least Alan's actually doing some fighting for himself this time. Alania can be generous, that's fine. She's probably not going to be our heir anyway. Because on this, I think we just keep smacking armies. They haven't got siege train. I mean, to be honest, we smacked these armies around so much that Alan can probably just win it now. Let's send you up here, because we're starting to lose numbers, and I do have to be slightly conscious of falling below a level where we get factions. Because the risk is that we end up giving ourselves faction problems through attrition. And we definitely want to avoid that. This territory is awful for 30 supply. Right, you will be in supply there. You'll be in supply there. You are not in supply. If we do that, we will be. You are in supply, you are not in supply. You have 7 months left on that siege, but let's not attrition you all. I think that should do it. Just made the Byzantine Empire Jewish. Nice. Everyone loves a Jewish Byzantine Empire. Chat, you should have told me the banner was stuck. Right, we are now a schemer, so what do we want to flip to? Not sure. Do we want the health boost? I mean, we are fine. Do we actually have pedagogy? Yeah, we do have pedagogy. Maybe just cultural fascination progress. Does it get a special name? See, it probably doesn't, because I think the Byzantines, one of the empires, one of the ones that's just locked to always being called the Byzantine Empire. I think. Go kill them. A man called Osario has arrived at my court claiming to be a master smith who has travelled far and wide. My lady, he says, my family have been sword makers in Toledo since ancient times, and once made falcatus for the armies of Carthage. No alloy is as strong as that which is made in Iberia. I can perfect it. I can make the world's finest weapons, but in return you must give me command of the blacksmith's guild in Toledo. Then they will see that I was better than them all along. Make me Iberia's blade, and the guild will be yours. And armed like the Romans for 50 years. Knight effectiveness plus 15, army damage plus 15. Make me Iberia's finest blade. Right, how does that not then give me a court event to actually fucking make a sword? Yeah, I named it manually, but it didn't automatically change, just because I was taken over as a Viking, which is kind of what I'm getting at. How is this revolt not over yet? Nunilla's shagging around again. Good on you, Nunilla. Live your best life. Don't feel like you need to be confined by the diktats of the church. Oh, there we go. It's finished, Osario says. This is the blade I promised you. One of my best works. Its blade is one of the finest alloys imaginable, such as only could be made in Iberia. It truly has, as they say, a soul of iron. A blade fit for a noble lady like yourself. The Toledo sword. Prowess plus 4, prestige plus 4, vassal opinion plus 5. Nice. Can I not convince you to stay? That's actually really nice. We'll have that. You have candles now. Yeah, because we did the Pontic one, didn't we? So isn't this changed? I can never remember if it's changed or not. Don't just stand there, kill him. Right, that sorted it, so I presume we captured the enemy commander. How do you say soul of iron in Espanol? Soul of iron. That's a Spanish accent. Emperor Chrysogonus comes to me in the dark of night, feverish and pale. I have had dreams, he says, where I find myself in a field of death. Our cities were razed, our church towers toppled, our people trampled in a mire of their own blood. All that we built was destroyed, and death and despondency reigned over the earth. Dear wife, please listen. It is no ordinary sickness that assails me. I fear that my dreams are true, and that these things might come to pass. Please do not let them. You must save Iberia. Should we go pull yourself together, man? Pull yourself together, man. Ooh, Pope money. Pope gold. Half my life repairing artifacts. Right, can you just end this war, please? Because everyone would quite like to go home, Alan. Thank you. Let's go on a pilgrimage, why not? You want me to build you a church? I mean, we can probably build a church somewhere, to be honest. Let's go to Jerusalem. Right, we do kind of need to start banking some cash. We need to build a church here anyway. We might as well build one. Right, how are we looking on this? So we've still got 300 left that we can get there. 19 months. And then we should be able to end the struggle. So we are, I think, going to pull off ending the struggle. Oh, that was a bad call. That's problematic now, because that means she's going to inherit if he gets murdered. Well, it's not the end of the world, but... His wife's preggo again. Getting trait athletic, why not? If she pops out another daughter, we are... Oh, I don't really want to murder him. Yet. Our heir is currently a boy, yes, it's Alan. This is why it's been important for us to get Alan daughters, because we need to kill Alan off. I'm reasonably certain there are going to be plenty of people in Alan's kingdom who want him dead. Like, I might even take the renown hit on a suicide if we can. Certainly we'll try and stress ourselves to death if we need to. Now you can stay in prison, because I suspect as long as you're in my prison you can't rebel against Alan. Months. Hey, the Teutons! We have a lot of prestige. Didn't we decide we were going to do some cultural stuff? Oh, we need to stop being fucking Galician before we can do that. Right, there's 0 point us building. Is there? Actually, no. Do we stay Galician? Is there any benefit to us staying Galician? Still is mine, it's just there's an internal war going on. War for Infante Wab's claim on the Kingdom of Zinir. They're fighting each other, basically. Are we going to stop being Galician? I suppose we should, really, because if our goal is to form the Roman Empire, we do, once we've killed off the struggle, there's no real value, is there, in us staying Galician? 10 months. It's an absolute shame that Precious Treasures is forgotten and abandoned in the dust. Please allow me to pay for its restoration. No, I can pay for the damn thing myself, you know. I am not poor, go away. You can leave prison. 9 months. Oh, did she have another daughter? She did. Estefania. Why, hello. No, we have not finished Iberian struggle. We're getting close to being able to finish it. I think we should just about be able to do it. Are we still guardianing someone? Oh yeah, we're doing Violetta. That's fine, because Violetta's only 5 years off, so... We do need to murder him soon. So let's double check our succession. Yes, so our succession is the same as his succession, which is what we want. It's annoying they're not getting born in the purple, but I think that can come back in, so... 7 months. 6 months. Five months. We should really have given him a title. We should give him a title. I think he needs a reward for helping us end the struggle. Yeah, fine. Everyone gets opinion boosted me. Why wouldn't I want to do that? So did he manage to hold on? No. King Rogvold II. Welcome to the throne. In the war for Leon's claim on the Duchy of Philopolis. I feel that Leon is in for a bit of a shock. Although, if Leon captures him and unlands him, it makes him far easier for us to kill. But we probably don't want people getting too big. I mean, we could just send the men-at-arms over. The men-at-arms on their own will be enough to win that. Right, let's just raise the men-at-arms. One day left. One day more. One more day. Hispanian dominance. It is time for a strong leader to finally drag this peninsula from the mire of war and division. Iberia will be united under a Catholic queen flying the Hispanian banner. Dynasty Jimena gains 10,000 renown. You gain the nickname the Conquistador. Unlocks the creation of the Empire of Hispania. Huh, beat you to it, game. All house members, struggle clash remains available. Convert faith in county and or promote culture. Council task speed in Iberia region plus 50%. Characters of the same faith and or culture plus 15%. Characters of other involved faiths and other cultures minus 30%. Faith hostility. In addition, some holy wars will be easier to wage. Cultural hostility. Some conquest wars will be easier to wage. Domination hostility. In addition, some holy war and conquest wars will be easier to wage. End the Iberian struggle. For too long the Iberian peoples have suffered at the hands of the Moorish invaders. Today we will restore the hope that the rightful heirs of Rome lost centuries ago. There is now no other realm that can truly contest Hispanian dominance in Iberia, or the priests and settlers who bring the word of God and Galatian civilization to its villages. All that remains is to declare this victory, having decided how to proceed with our rule. So we can gain a ton of piety and cheaper. Convert faith in county councillor task speed will actually be incredibly useful if we're going to have to do a... Given that we are going to have to do flip faith, aren't we, to get land off the Pope. Actually, promote culture is probably more useful to us. I suspect. Oh yeah, but that different cultural opinion penalty is going to be a killer. So maybe we don't want that. But that gives you different culture and different faith hostility. That will make things interesting. I will tell you that much. Right, what do we want to get then? Because we're going to have to get a bunch of these. I mean, house guards are fun. Major chance to prevent one murder scheme against each dynasty member. Faith creation and reformation cost. We might want to go down the piety one because we do need to create our own faith. I think that is the best choice. True believers would be very handy. Empress Violetta the Conquistador. And the nice thing is that means we can stop having our fucking capital in Galicia again. So I would quite like to move it to wherever it should be. Isn't it Burgos? It should be. Oh, we need to change our primary title. We change our primary title back to being... Where do we want our capital? I kind of feel like we want our capital in Toledo, in Cordoba, don't we? It's just it's insane development. So Cordoba is part of Andalusia, so that we kind of want to make that our primary title. That's where we want to move our capital to. Which we can't do yet. And we're at war. Let's deal with this war first. At the moment, Metropolitan is what for feudal families because it boosts the holding type you can't own. Yes and no. I think getting up to the level we've got it at is really useful. So getting it up to... where am I going? Getting up to that level is really useful because you get the dynasty members can receive the town maven line of traits, and the key word here is in addition to their education traits. So this is really useful. Like, because, and you can show you exactly why it's really useful, because if you look at us, we are a thrifty clerk, so we're only getting a 4 boost from being a thrifty clerk. Because we already had unlocked that when she was born and raised, she actually got Republican heir, which is +4 stewardship and +4 learning. So my general advice is if you have access to it, it is absolutely worth unlocking to that level. But I do completely agree that beyond that, the benefits just fall off very fast. I suspect that when they start adding republics back in, that's going to be really interesting and useful, but just not yet. But that third tier of it is absolutely worth driving for. Because it's a free bonus. It's like you're getting sort of, and especially with good education, because good education applies to both that trait and the other one you get on your standard education. So it's entirely possible for you to get like a 4-star stewardship bonus and a 4-star town bonus. Or if you're educating on something else, it's an opportunity to get a stewardship and a learning boost that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get. So yeah, honestly, I would say it's worth boosting to level 3, but probably not hugely valuable boosting beyond that. Not right now. Right. Let's deal with this. Get over there and help him deal with that. A name known throughout the world. We are legendary renown. And could do that. I mean, given we are legendary renown, we could, maybe we should do our religion creation now. Right, well that should really have sorted out his rebellion issues. Quick siege will deal with that. Our son's learned a language. Right, Maria is 4. He is injured. If we're really lucky, he'll die. I assume they're raising a lot of mercs here. Don't fucking leave that siege. Oh, you absolute tart. I don't need you. Stay there. Do the fucking siege, you absolute tart. This is why you shouldn't leave 5-year-olds in charge of armies. Who did we start as? We started a long time ago as... If we go right back up, you'll see. A long time ago, we started right back up here as Urarka. So in the later start date, we started as a single county ruler down here. Is it Zamora we start as? And we have murdered and married our way to the whole of Hispania. Oh, Becky MA, thanks for the follow. I missed that. So we've not done badly in the grand scheme of things. See, look, this is what happens when you wander off. You get murdered. Your armies get beat. Oh. Romans created a cadet branch. Yeah, Alania can keep paranoid. She might make a good spy master. How long on this siege? If it finishes before that one, we'll win it. Yeah, this one should win first, so that should be fine. There you go, that's 100%, so that should be fine. Bosh, done, expand. Right. Betrothed. Yes. Try not to have inbred children, please. If you could. She is preggo again. Let's see what she pops out. A third daughter. Yeah, Oneka, she's decent. So as it stands, as long as we can deal with Alan, how do we deal with Alan though? This is the problem. How do we deal with Alan? I found Hispania to be filled with hills and mountains, not very profitable if you're going steward. Ah, no, you don't want to be doing that. You want to be over here. Key things you want. This is one of your money-generating duchies. Santiago is filthy useful. Particularly if you control stuff around here. The special buildings help. And the other one you want to control is Cordoba, just because it gets absolutely ridiculous development boosting. So you can see that actually just by controlling Cordoba we're doing 15. But it's about min-maxing your duchies. I've got a couple of videos up on my YouTube channel about it. But min-maxing your duchies is really, really useful. Wherever you are in the world, min-maxing your duchies is really useful. Right. We need to start thinking about how we deal with Alan. Because we can't abduct him. He's relatively healthy. Now, theoretically, I think we could disinherit him. Can we disinherit him and then re-inherit one of his daughters? Because that would work for us. I mean, we've got enough renown to try it. So if we disinherit Alan, our primary player heir is now Alania. Maria allegedly is not disinherited. So what is our succession on Hispania? See, according to this, it's our two daughters. We might just have to spend a lot of renown to check this out, because it is kind of worth checking out. So if we disinherit Alania, succession on the Empire of Hispania is now Violetes, but it's not showing anyone else. And if we disinherit Violetes, we now allegedly have no dynasty heir. But how can we disinherit her if she's not in our line of succession? That makes no sense. No, I don't get that. Is that it then? Does disinherit apply to the house? Yes, because now she's not in his line of succession. Which has kind of fucked our game up, so we might want to revert to save on that, because that was a bit of a test. Our issue is Alan. We need Alan dead. We need Alan dead, or we need to outlive Alan. I bet you Alan lives to an annoyingly old age. Like, we could maybe scrape together another 25 years. That still only put Alan at 50. Right, let me just quickly bird that. Oh, look, a bird. Nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. You didn't see it, chat. So the question becomes, how do we deal with Alan? Or do we just have to accept that we're not going to get it on this generation? Yeah, it was OBS crashed there. Definitely OBS crashed. Can I stress him to death by murdering his wife and friends? Not a bad idea. We could just keep murdering everyone he loves. Maybe that's the way we do it. We just have to keep murdering. We try and live as long as we can. But we just keep murdering everyone Alan loves. Because the problem is we can't murder him. We can't abduct him because he's our son and we're not sadistic. So we can't take that level of hostile action against him. Like, we can challenge him to a non-lethal duel, but we don't want to challenge him for a lethal duel. We want to challenge him for a... What if we demand an artifact and he says no? for a start, he's got our war banner. Because you say yes, because he's fucking Alan. Yeah, but we can't abduct him. Because we need sadistic. Unless there's something we can reform into Galician that would allow us to do stuff. Is there something we could put into Galician that would allow us to screw with him? Because right now, stressing him to death seems to be our only hope. Or letting him being overthrown. That would do it. I don't think there's anything that would. Like, unless he was our rival, because if he was our rival, then I think we could plot against him. I mean, we can designate heir. Can we designate her as our heir? No, because we can only designate our daughters. So we can make sure that we don't end up with Alan as our heir. Like, that's not a problem. It's just that the problem at that point is we lose the ability to designate his kids as an heir. We can't designate his grandkids to be our heir, only his kids. Like, at which point we're back to... Like, at which point we're back to marrying in the next generation. I mean, we should probably be educating our daughters on the basis of, right, Alania is not going to be bad because she's paranoid and she's generous. We probably should, when she's fully educated, we probably want to educate Infantile Dara, so that we know we've got at least an option. Do I have a spare daughter? I've got 2 spare daughters. Well, I've got a daughter and a spare. You might be able to inherit as your daughter, then keep her childless so the inheritance reverts back to Alan's line, which you can then prune as they are no longer your children. Yeah, I mean, that might work. That might work. There's no way to foment a rebellion in Alan land. The problem with doing that is it would work. Like, we could essentially let them rebel against Alan and knock him off the throne. But the problem with them knocking him off the throne is that he would then obviously lose his title, but he wouldn't get one of his daughters onto it. He would keep his other titles, basically. He just would lose the Empire title. I think maybe what we need to do is we need to plan for two different eventualities. One of which is that we designate right now. No, so the problem is if we designate off of it being Alan. Right, worst case scenario, when we get the notification of death, we're going to have to inherit as one of our daughters. But ideally, I think we try and outlive Alan. We have to try and find a way of murdering Alan, and I think whoever suggested the stressing him to death option is spot on. I think it's a really good idea. We just have to absolutely stress the fucker out. So he keeps picking up negative traits. Because Pio we can just flat out murder. It's not a problem. Like Pio we just flat out murder. Yeah, essentially we are going to screw with Alan's life so much. The thing is, we can't actually beat him. He's got prowess of 33. He's actually quite formidable. Basileus Nicephorus's burnished scale armor. That's quite nice. Yeah, I think we just let his wife keep having children we can murder. We just have to be really careful, because if we murder that one, she's going to get his titles. She's his primary heir. We don't want that yet. This is the problem, is we're going to have to... Right, have you got any friends we can kill? Oh, look, he's got loads of friends we can kill. Our prowess, probably not as good as his prowess. Yeah, 25. I mean, we're decent, but... If we had terrible prowess, we could pick a champion, but I think it's within the range where we can't. He gets plus 20% stress loss, but... Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, it's an interesting learning experience, isn't it? Of how do you kill a child when you've got no other ways of... when you can't imprison them? Like, how do you stress a child to death? Like, we can denounce him for a start. We can't imprison him, so there's not a lot of point. Can we sleep with him and give him the pox? He's not up for it. What about we murder his wife, then marry him to someone who has the pox? I think we're essentially setting ourselves up for next week having an entire scheme where we're just fucking with Alan. Just to try and kill him. Is this more like Europa or Hearts of Iron mechanically speaking? I'd actually say neither of them, really. It's best to think of CK3 as a dynasty simulator rather than a conquest simulator. So you're not sitting there, like, you are moving armies around and you're doing things, but you're not tactically thinking as much about what units you've got and everything else. And you're not, whilst you are ruling countries and building countries, what you're actually doing is playing as characters, and then those characters happen to get titles. So I think a lot of people get it wrong by playing CK3 as they think of it as a blobbing simulator about map painting. Now granted, we are painting the map here, but that's because we've got specific goals we want to achieve. But the reason I'm sitting here thinking, well, put it this way, in no other Paradox game are you sitting here trying to work out ways to murder your own son, and talking about murdering his wife purely because we want his daughter to inherit his throne, because then his daughter we can make his daughter inherit our throne as well. So it's almost a kind of like semi-story creator with world politics going on at the same time. I highly recommend it. It is, of course, free on Game Pass, the base game. So if you already own Game Pass, or even just take out a Game Pass trial, you can muck around with CK3 for 30 days. And if you do !CK3 guide, you will actually get my kind of play-along tutorial campaign, which you do as Epirus down here, which is quite handy and useful. Billy Big Ball, thank you very much for the follow. Just realised with stress Alan could abdicate instead of dying. It is a risk. And knowing how this run has gone for us is absolutely what would happen. But then we just look at marrying our way back into it. Like, we can unite the thrones further down the line. It's just it would be really handy to unite them soon, because we're running out of game time in the grand scheme of things, when you think about it. And that's just something we do need to be conscious of. Is that we might actually time out rather than being able to do our stretch goal of hitting Rome. But if we do, that's fine. It's what happens. It's all right. These things happen. But I mean, we'll try not to do that. But it is entirely possible that it will happen as well. Just the nature of the beast, really. But we will give it a go. Right. Things we need to do. Well, I mean, we've got lots of things we need to do. We know what we need to do. So that's not a problem. I think basically fucking with Alan until he dies is the way we're going to go with this. We're gonna see how much effort it takes us to kill one of our own children when we can't plot against them to murder them. Which, if nothing else, is a wonderful thought experiment in itself, when you think about it. Sanic, thank you very much for the follow. Dr. Buggy, thank you very much for the follow. But I want to paint the map in my colour. World Conquest is so much fun. It's just, CK3 isn't a World Conquest simulator. Like, you can do it. There's an achievement for, well, essentially achievement for doing it. I know Chilean Chill did it a while back, but the problem is at a certain point you just, it becomes so hard keeping your empire together that you end up just micromanaging so much that you just can't do it. But like, Mongolia's done a good job over here. I mean, we've done a good job of putting stuff together. But, yeah, murdering our own son is the current goal. That's what we've got to do. And that in itself is a challenge. And an interesting challenge.